All right. What have we got here? Osprey Seral 7. This I've had for a few years, maybe 4 years, about 3 years, I think. Yeah. I've used it. I used to use it a lot more. I have something else that I use now instead. That's a backpack, a very small Osprey backpack, which I can talk about later. But I used to use it a lot more. I still use it a little bit now, depending on what I'm doing. But it's been with me to various countries. I've used it as a city bag, day bag, hiking bag, travel bag. Great for a travel bag for sure. Yeah, it's pretty damn good, especially if you're in a city that's like perhaps prone to pickpocketing. You know, you can essentially wear it, well, you just wear it in front of you, and you can wear something over it as well, depending on how packed it is. But yeah, it's been in all conditions basically, and as far as I'm concerned, it still looks great. It's got no tears, rips, no damage to like really report. Yeah, it's solid. It feels lovely to wear. It's got just like mesh, but even the mesh is sort of like thick, quite padded, and it's this thinner mesh to kind of give your back some breathing space, which I think does work quite well, to be honest. When I'm wearing it on my lower back, you can tell it's designed to be worn there. It's just so snug. And if you want to be a bit stealthy with it, if you're wearing it there and you have a jacket, no one can really tell you're wearing it, to be honest. As long as you don't have like a million things in it. So, yeah, these pockets, these are like the pockets you get on like a bigger Osprey bag, at the hip belt pockets, which I love. Like these are fantastic. I'm not sure what volume they are exactly. I mean, the whole thing is a 7 litre. I imagine that includes those. But you can get some pretty good stuff in there. It will fit a smaller phone. If you were to put a phone in there, I don't. But you know, quick access stuff. Like if I'm traveling, if I'm using it as like a travel pack, I'll put like earplugs in there, some hand sanitizer maybe, smaller things like a little like chocolate bar or something, or some nuts if I need some energy. Same with the other side, that kind of stuff. I tend to actually, with one of the sides, put like glass wipe, tissues. Works quite well. I mean, the pockets, again, even when they're against you, they have this mesh, so they're super breathable, which is great. So stuff like that. More stuff in there. Some hand sanitizer, tissues, and a glass wipe. You know, nice little stuff like that. Works really well. Other side. Get some gloves if you're going for a day hike, or if it's a particularly cold place. Again, fits quite nicely there without being too too padded out. Now, if you were to add a buff, well, you know, just about fits. Again, the thing is, when you really bulk this bag out, like, unless you're wearing it as a chest rig, on the waist it doesn't feel that nice. You feel it digging into you because of how tight it is around the entirety of your hip, your waist. But gloves and a buff fits there nicely. Let's throw some eye drops in there. Again, still quite low profile, very comfortable. Could probably as well put more stuff. but that's enough comfortably, I think. Something I do like to take with me, a space blanket, thermal blanket. It's becoming a bit of like a first aid, almost, sort of little pouch. Again, got all of it. But it kind of, yeah, they're a bit bulky. I wouldn't put all that stuff normally, but that's how much you can fit, which is great if you were trying to max it out. I have like this is like a 400 ml bottle, which, again, if you're in a city, then you're going to find places where you can fill it up. So that for that size, it works quite well, and it fits quite nicely in there. This is where the bladder would have been, which I used a little bit, but unless you're really going like off-road, cycling, hiking, it feels a little bit weird using it in the city because you have this like tube coming out of your waist. It feels a little bit strange. But again, it's the best thing for it because you don't feel it, because it's spread out, you feel it nicely around you rather than like something that's like a one pressure point, if that makes sense. So got that in there. Sometimes have a Kindle with me, which I use, which I put in the bag part would go. Almost feels like it's made for it. Of course, again, when you're wearing this, because it goes around you, it likes to bend a little bit. So, you know, these things kind of poke out a little bit. But there's more. Put a little battery pack. Well, it's not huge, but it's heavy. It's quite high capacity. Charger. Chuck that in there. You can see it's a bit tight to get around this guy, basically, because they're standing up. But you know, it's not ideal, but it works. If you're going around the city, I think it's alright for that. You could, of course, maneuver things in a different way, have it lying down. If it's nicer like that, I guess I just prefer to try and keep it upright. I think it looks a bit nicer, I guess aesthetically of a function, but yeah, you can maneuver things differently, however you'd like. But you know, it's kind of showing you what it can potentially fit. This, again, what I like to do with something like this is use it as like if I'm going geocaching, I have a particular purpose in mind, you know, where it's like, I know I don't need a lot of stuff, and I want to be as light, low profile as possible. This is where this really comes in handy. This is a really nice pouch. It's got like some geocaching, like some tweezers, little bits and pieces, some pens. In there. I also use it for travelling. It's good for a passport holder, bits like that. Again, thought sits in there. Wallet, I tend to put in the zipper compartment just so that it's double protected. Again, these two packs are very nice. They've both got this sort of X weave. They're both alpaca packs. Absolutely. Kind of didn't know about them until recently, but I swear by them. I think they're really nice. They hold up really well. And they look cool too, basically. And they're not ridiculously expensive. Folding torch. Again, this is a really nice item. Multiple colours. Really, a really nice torch to have. Again, there's like a little pouch here where, you know, it's got one of the red hooks for keys. I don't use keys. I think, again, if you were to pack this out and use keys in it, they could feel them, certain parts, I think. Yeah, so you can see it's a bit tight now. If I'm trying to get it in there, This, you know, this is obviously, this is too packed, to be fair. I'm trying to combine too many things in there. I basically, if I'm in the city, I am just going for geocaching or something very particular in mind, I will take stuff out. Like the Kindle probably wouldn't be in there if I'm going out for a certain task and then just coming back home, because I wouldn't need it. But yeah, you also have these, which are quite nice to kind of take the pressure off. But I also use them, you can like lash something nicely in there, a jacket or like a windbreaker, thin jumper, something you might wear, you know, when it's kind of cool out. But super useful, very, very useful. And then you have a hook here, which I believe is like for a light, could be wrong, but you could use it for anything. Yeah, so you can see it's a bit of a monster, really, to be honest, but still wearable, still comfortable. I mean, you wouldn't want to wear it all day like that. You know, it's quite weighty. I mean, gosh, yeah, very weighty. And obviously that water bottle's not filled up. So yeah, I mean, this isn't really what this is intended for, the way it's packed now. But it's, yeah, you can use it for whatever you want, really. And like I said, it works super well for that, I feel. Make some adjustments, smaller battery. You should have a plastic sort of bottle. That will affect the weight massively. Again, add geocaching pouch or travel pouch, because that's what I would be doing. If not, I wouldn't have it. Again, saves a lot of space. Wallet, yeah, it's going to be in there most of the time if I'm using this. Torch, and yeah, mainly for like geocaching. I wouldn't necessarily always carry a torch, but if I'm going on a day hike and I am out late and know it's going to get dark, I'll probably carry this, or a headlamp. A headlamp you can just have around your neck, so you know, maybe that's not totally essential, but I just like this torch. I think it's really nice. Yeah, you know, and again, if I am still around the city, I'll just chuck a tote bag in there. Thin, lightweight one. Really opens up what I can carry. And a convenient package. Yep. Buff. Gloves, the temperature drops. And like a little first aid packy type thing. Yeah, got some essentials there. Eye drops. Glass cleaner. Yeah, I think, you know, for what seems like a small pack, you can fit a lot in there. And to be fair, you could probably get a bit more than that. And if you're going to wear it around your chest, over the shoulder, then it's still sort of comfortable. You can still feel the weight, obviously, but you won't feel it digging in as much. Yeah, and this, like I said in the beginning, this thing is solid. Feels nice. It's light. You can make all sorts of adjustments. Obviously, just like I said, bear in mind that it is going to affect how you wear it comfortably. Yeah, but I love it. I think it's a fantastic item. I thought about selling it at times, but then I'm just like, it does still come in handy a lot. And if I'm going to go doing a lot of city walking in a foreign country, this is like the best thing for me to have, because I don't want to look like a tourist too much. I'd like to try and blend in, and that's something I think this is really good for. Because if you just have like a wallet, some ID, whatever, keys in there, a book maybe, a water bottle, hardly anything, it's great for that. And it fits super close to your body. I'll show that as well. Yeah, and it feels safe and secure ultimately. So yeah, I think that these still retail for close to £100 from the Osprey website, which is expensive. But yeah, I mean, I got one a bit cheaper than that. But it does hold, it holds up, and if you are using it for its purpose, it is fantastic at that. But it has multiple uses. That's what I love about it. Yeah, any questions? Anything you'd like to know more about? Happy to give more feedback about it. Obviously, it's been around a while, so a lot of people have said a lot of things about it. But yeah, I really like it, and I'm glad I still have it. Yeah.